Hello, this is Parish Garden and welcome to my 9 to 5. Um, Today is a me day and me doing my nails. Mm-hmm. Now I am going to announce there's a P word. I'm not good at saying it. Three. Anyways, I don't know what I'm doing. In case you didn't know, neither do I. Um, I am starting off with like soaking my hands on extremely hot water because it's not working if it's not burning. I would try that, Russian manicure that everyone's raving about, but that takes skill, proper tools, and know how. Since I don't have any of those, I'm going to go with the safe bet, and that's just soap. Now, I will admit that um, I overwork my cuticles. So if you think trimming your nails or your cuticles as much as I am is the right way of doing it, it is not. Remember, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm definitely doing it wrong. But this is a way I've learned, I've taught myself to do, mainly because I get a lot of skin on the sidewalls of my nails. And that's not good for any manicure, really, but specifically for um, avoiding lifting and peeling of the nails. You know, when they pop up, one of the many reasons why they pop up from the cuticle or sides, and then you get water inside, and then they start to lift and peel and remove, is because you don't have proper adhesion all around your nail, or sometimes the nail product is overflowed onto your skin. And again, that's bad. Don't do that. Um, you can see the sun has shifted from the beginning of the video to now. That's because I had to go get my kids. But yeah, I spent all day doing my nails. Um, And because I don't know what it is I'm doing, I'm not going to show you an up close and personal so you can learn from me. Don't. There are people that really know what they're doing who put all of their videos up online. Go learn from them because that's what I did. So that's my warning. This is just for visual entertainment, not education. Unless you want to learn that I don't know what I'm doing. Yay. Okay. So yeah, I over soak my nails, and if the skin is white, it's got to go. And you see me rubbing my fingers there. I'm looking for like the hangnail, braggle tooth. Just trying to feel it. And you see me going in a lot with scissors, but I am being as gentle as possible. I am trying to get only what I feel loose. I'm not trying to dig in and lift what isn't coming up naturally. But that is also why I rub them a lot. So that way, if it comes up with me just rubbing my finger, um, then it's got to go. Again, also with the nail filer there, that helps. Anything that lightly scratches off, he's got to go. Today is definitely a day with a lot of cars again. Now, I would say that I overwork my cuticles. Thankfully, I have learned to know when to stop. I have had my cuticles not bleed, but definitely be red and sore for like a week because skin is trying to grow over it. So I've learned to know when to hold back. But even though I am holding back, I am still pushing a lot. So this is a great sign of someone that doesn't know what they're doing. Hi, nice to meet you. I don't know what I'm doing. Now, you see those two tools down there at the left? They're great tools to help you get stuff out of underneath your nails. I clearly didn't use them. So yeah, I just use this thing. I use this thing to push back my cuticles to make sure that my nail is completely skin free and to remove the dirt from underneath my nails. It was just a one tool job. Well, and the nippers there. There's a lot of stuff there. But I will say that this time my nails are not lifting. The skin around my nails is not red. My cuticles look very healthy. There is no, well, there's very little, but there's no um hangnails. There's no lifted flying skin. There's everything looks very smooth. So unless you're gonna learn, go out and be educated on how to handle people's nails, just take your time. And remember, it is very bad to let any of these gel products sit on your skin even after they're cured. Because you can develop allergies, if not already have allergies because of them. Yeah, you see me messing with the side of my nail there a lot? And I'm just like trying to feel if I feel anything. That's because like skin does like to attach to the side, and that creates problems with like a nice, good adhesion. That's the word between my nail and the gel product. Also, I'm going to do a warning now. There is some bright lights from the UV light. Um, I did try to cut those out, and I hope there's not a lot of flashing. Um, but yeah, bright lights coming ahead. I don't want to give anyone, a seizure because of all the bright lights, but there shouldn't be too much flashing. Giggity. Now, skin does feel different when it's wet to when it's dry. So if you see me going back in, so I'm trying to sneak a thank you in here um, to my husband and kids for always letting me do whatever it is I want to. They see that I am taking a me day and doing my nails, and they don't bother me about it. My kids are old enough to handle themselves. Obviously, they might come over with a few questions, especially regarding homework, but it's not like they're going to sit there and ask for my attention when clearly I'm giving myself attention. So I really do appreciate that. I mean, it's not something I do every day. You can see that. But yeah, they don't bug me when they see me doing things like this. So thank you. Oh, okay, pay attention here. You see all of those little markers right there? I've already pre-measured which ones are good for my fingers. So instead of me trying to figure out which one goes in which finger, it's already written down there. And whenever I buy a new box, I just take that paper and put it in the new box. So in case you do all this at home, and you're always like, ugh, I gotta measure out which nails go where, put a little marker. Um, Obviously T for thumb, I for index, M for middle, W for the wedding finger, and P for pinky. I don't know another name for that wedding finger. Okay, so I prep my nail with like the pH balance, and then I immediately go in with the gel base. And then once that's cured, I put the gel on the nail form, on the press-on nail. And once I've got it fully there, I spread it around with a little brush. I spread it around with a little brush and press it on my nail the way they always tell you to do, from the cuticle, 45 degrees, push down firmly, and I set it with that light. When I push down firmly, I completely cover the tip of the nail with like my other hand and the thumb because I'm pushing down, so it's going to get in the way. But the base of my nail, like the nail plate, that's what gets cured. Just enough to hold it in place. Just enough to hold it in place. And then I turn my finger around and brush out the rest of that gel so that I'll have a smooth transition from my natural nail to the press-on nail. Because I hate having that weird lip there. A lot of bacteria and dirt could gather there, and you should be brushing underneath your nails anyways. But just having that weird lip there is very uncomfortable. And if there is a huge separation between your natural nail and the nail you're pressing on, you're not doing it right. And you'll see that I did it wrong on one of my fingers and I had to pop it off. Thankfully, that little lamp that's there is not great, at curing nails, but it is good enough for the moment. So all of these nails are going to go into that big base that you saw in the beginning and get cured that way for like the amount of time. So it's like, it says 120 seconds, so that is 2 minutes. And just because I did like half a minute with this little light doesn't mean I'm going to take that half a minute out. I'm going to do it for the whole 120 seconds. So that way I know for sure that the light cured all of the product.
So let's talk about things I've learned along the way. Um, One is something I'm doing here, like not here at the moment, but I did. Um, I was trying to save the extra gel product and use it on the next nail. That is partly why that nail failed, because just any little bit of light that's hitting this stuff is already going to mess it up. So don't do that. Don't try to recycle the product. I learned it didn't work, so don't do it. Um, Another thing that was a bit difficult, it had a learning curve, and I definitely didn't do it perfect this time, but is lining up the nails as you're setting them. It, it's just kind of hard to keep them straight. It takes practice to learn how to not have an index finger facing the left, even though you think you put it on right and you measured it and everything is looking normal. Once you're under the rush of having to put it underneath the light and set it, things could turn a little bit, and a little bit goes a long way. And so you'll have a fingernail that's just kind of cockeyed. That will happen. It's a learning curve. There are ways to make sure that they are straight, but once again, once you have your finger over it and you're working, um, you might have one or two that are slightly twisted. Okay. Another thing. What else did I learn? Um, yeah, that little buzzing tool. It really helps when you have just a little bit of overflow. Having the right amount of gel product, so that way you don't have too much overflow, but you have enough to cover the entire edge of your nail and the press on nail. That's also a learning curve. That's why I spread it, make sure it's all fully covered, because I'm still not good at that. Um, Also, very important, my nails are opaque. There are clear ones, those are better, but you don't want anything darker than this, because if the product doesn't fully cure, um, because light can't get through to the very bottom of the product, that's that. You'll have goopy stuff, and that goopy stuff will, again, allergies, no good. What else? Yeah, taking your time and shaping. Don't overfile the edge of your nail. That's why the press-on nail has to fit perfectly over your entire nail. But if you learn to file, you could correct those little cockeyed nails. Here's a fun little montage of me clipping my nails. I like the coffin shape. There you go. That was kind of fun. All right, I like the coffin shape versus the stiletto, mainly because the stiletto will gouge my eye out. But yeah, this is the end basically. I am just buffing the edges, making sure they're well shaped, making sure all the little snags um, from the leftover product is gone. A nice way of testing that is running your fingers through your hair. If you feel a snag on your hair, then you know you have a snag. But other than that, just be gentle, take your time, and do not overfile your own nail. It's not good for the sidewalls of your finger. You'll start to misshape your nails and they'll start growing all weird because you're messing with their natural shape. And no, I'm not messing with the cuticles anymore. That's just to take off the extra pieces. So yeah, at this point, it's just finishing touches. Um, Going over it with my fingers, smoothing out any rough edges. I do tend to touch my face a lot, so I don't want to scratch anything because those corners hurt. And I'm also um, pre-roughing up the top of the nail so I could paint it tomorrow. Mm, yeah, there's plenty of people that would be able to do this a whole lot faster than me. Again, they're probably trained. They probably know what they're doing, and they probably have proper tools, unlike me. This is what I did. No, I'm not going into the cuticles. I swear. This is just taking off extra roughness that I feel on the fake nail. Not my skin. This is not my skin anymore, I promise. You see me going over the nail, and that's not my nail. But yeah, be very gentle at this stage. You don't want to accidentally pop something off. You went through all that work to put it on. Just gently scratch off. You see me feeling where there might be roughness. And I'm looking at my nails now. They look great. There's no popping up. There's no lifting. There's no yucky cuticle. Gotta put lotion on my hands, but that's a different story. Thanks for watching. Bye.